But in this video, we're gonna focus on how to choose the right carbs, when you're in a store, when you're shopping, specifically for breads, grains, pastas, rice, things of that nature. There's a little trick that you can use to determine the quality of the carbohydrates, and also how easily it's gonna be for your body to digest. So for example, I have two types of pastas right here, right? So one of them is white, just a regular penny pasta. The other one is a chickpea pasta. So what you're gonna do is you wanna look on the back, right, or on the side of the box, nutrition facts, and you're gonna look for where you see total carbohydrates, right? So on this one, you're gonna see total carbohydrates, you got 42 grams. And you're gonna go right under, it should say dietary fiber, because fiber is a carbohydrate. It just comes from plants, right? So that's why it's hard for our body to digest it. But it actually helps our body to process the food because it comes out whole, because it's hard for our body to break it down. So on this one, it's gonna say 3 grams of dietary fiber. So the trick that we're gonna use is a 5-to-1 carb to fiber ratio, right? So just to give you guys an example of that. So what I mean is 5-to-1 is if I have on this 42 grams of fiber, right? And I divide it by, 42 grams of carbohydrates, and I divide it by the 3, right? I'm gonna get somewhere around 14, right? So we got 14-to-1. I'm sorry if my math is a little bit off, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, 14-to-1 carb to fiber ratio. So that's not good. Remember, we're looking for 5-to-1 and better, right? So we don't typically, this is not ideal for what we would recommend as a good carbohydrate, right? But if we go to this chickpea pasta, right? We look at total carbohydrates and we have 34 grams. So we still get that quality carbohydrate, which is our body's main source for energy, right? Number one, our body is always going to carbs for energy. So it's carbs, fats, and then we have proteins, right? So we have carbohydrates here at 34 grams, but then we have dietary fiber at 8 grams, right? So if we put that here, we're gonna compare it, right? Disregard this. This is the bad example, right? And then over here, we'll put this 34 divided by 8, right? So when we put in the math, we got 34 divided by 8. We got somewhere around like 4 and change, right? So if we have, let's round it up to a 4-to-1 carb to fiber ratio. What would you say? Is that recommended? If we compare it to the 5-to-1, is that better or worse? It's better, right? So 4-to-1 carb to fiber ratio. So this is how we're kind of choosing, we want to choose our carbohydrates.